So when you expand this in to include the stuff from your past and your history about the map of the world and the messages you carry about food, it can include things like, was there scarcity of food for you at any point in your life? That might be, your eating might be at the effect of now. And what could that look like? For some folks, it looks like, that urgency, or that now I'm in a life of luxury, that I can treat myself in a way that I couldn't before at another time in my life. Some folks who have worked in a job where their eating times were restricted, so a school teacher, or I have clients who would talk about times they waitressed for years and you couldn't eat. You had to learn to suppress the hunger feeling, which is kind of the opposite of the pull, right? So you can go, if you're one of these people who can go all day long and not feel a pull until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, dinner time, and then dinner, boom, you eat your way into bedtime, right? That can be a pattern too, where what is your eating at the effect of? Well, you become a master at suppressing that pull during the day because you needed to at some other point in your life. Was there a parent in your home who was dieting, a chronic dieter that talked about food all the time, or had, their own body image issues or things around food? Try to make this list as long as you possibly can. And I would encourage you to do an exercise in journaling this out and just looking at, what are all the reasons it makes sense that I eat the way I do right now, or that food stuff shows up for me the way it does. So going through that how does it make sense exercise opens up the idea for you to consider that eating is solving a problem for you. So in choosing food, and this is of course subconscious most of the time, I'm going to invite you to make this a little more conscious, but subconsciously you are solving a problem. And food is in fact a solution to all of these things. It's a solution to boredom. It's a solution to stress. It's a solution to pain. It's a solution for distraction. Why is it a solution? Because eating, physiologically putting food into your body, shifts your emotional state. You get to use food to move you from where you are right now to another place. So anytime you're in a place you don't want to be emotionally, you can throw food at it and it's going to work. So in this, I invite you to consider that choosing food and using food the way you have is not a failure in you. This is not because your willpower sucks or you're broken in some way. This, my friends, is because you are brilliant at problem solving, and at some point in your life, food filled a gap for you that you otherwise didn't have the capabilities to look after for yourself. Food was a solution, and now if you can open your awareness up to see that, you can now move through the food challenges and figuring this out from a place of food is a solution. I was brilliant in choosing that at some point in my life. I now know that it's not working for me anymore and I can do something instead.